All right, welcome to Talking Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about Bitfarms, stock ticker BITF. And what I specifically want to talk about is these guys made a big mistake in the year 2022. So there is a raging debate. Is that mistake too costly? Is it too late to fix it? Or can they get by that and succeed? And there is a huge debate. I can tell you in my comments section and in my Discord, there are people that feel strongly on both ends of this. So I want to walk you through. They just put out their first quarter 2023 financial statements. I want to walk through those, their investor presentation, and I want to tell you what I think is going on with this company, what I'm doing with it, if anything, and can they survive? So stay tuned, and then at the end, I will give you some potential price predictions and we'll look at the chart. Okay, so first of all, the trading day just started and Bitfarms is up about 3% today. So it's trading at about $1.18 right now. So that's a range it's been in. It's been between $1 and $1.20 for some time now, moving up and down. It was out of compliance with the NASDAQ for quite some time. They recently got their notification that they're back in compliance. Since then, they've popped up a little bit, but been fairly sideways. So this stock seems to be going through some consolidation. That's just the stock. But what I want to talk about is the company, and then that may give us some clues as to where the stock's going in the future. Okay, so market cap, $281 million right now. I want to show you two things about that market cap. YouTube revenue has been way down in 2023, so if you enjoy this content and you want to help support the channel and keep me doing this on a daily basis, you can hit the join button and become a member. We tried to keep the membership very affordable. It's only $5 a month. You can become a member by hitting the join button, which is right next to the subscribe button on the YouTube page. We've got a lot of content that is for members only. We also have a once a week members only live stream every Tuesday after the market closes, and we have a members only Discord as well that I'm active on a daily basis. So if you enjoy the content and you want to help support the channel, it's much appreciated. I want to take this moment to thank all of my existing members. The membership has been great. It's a great group, so I appreciate it. Thanks to the existing members, and welcome to any new members. Back when Bitcoin was at its all-time high, which was November of 2021, Bitfarms was a $1.35 billion market cap. So we just looked, they're about $280 million right now, which means they've lost still over $1 billion in market cap. So forget stock price. They've lost over $1 billion in market cap since their highs. The next thing I want to look at is their balance sheet. The equity in this company, so the book value of this company is $272 million. So they are trading extremely close to a 1-to-1 book value. That is low. It is lower than most of their peers. I would say it's lower than almost all of their peers. So we'll try to put that into perspective later. Okay, here's their quarterly report. This is the press release that they put out in relationship to that, and this was last week. Bitfarms reports first quarter 2023 results with adjusted EBITDA of $6 million. So this brings me to two things before we even get into this. There were three things that I said every single Bitcoin mining company needed to do in the year 2023 if they stood a shot at being profitable and being a worthy investment from my perspective. And again, this is not financial advice. This is how I'm looking at these companies. So the three things that they needed to do, in my opinion, was number one, become cash flow positive from operations as fast as possible. Number two, start having positive EBITDA. And then number three, start being profitable from a GAAP standpoint. So in other words, this would lead to earnings per share. Here we see they lead the press release with an announcement that they have adjusted EBITDA of $6 million. So that's one of the three things right there. So to me, that box is checked. Accelerated 6.0 exahash target to September 30th, 2023. Is there a chance they can get to maybe 6.5 or 7 exahash by the end of the year? And potentially what I'm really looking for is, can they get to 8 exahash before the halving, which it looks like it's in April of 2024. So that gives them almost a year to add another couple of exahash. But I have other goals in mind for them that I think they need to do if they want to succeed. But this is obviously good news. They're accelerating their plans for growth. They're over 5 exahash right now, and they're going to get to 6 exahash by the end of the third quarter. Okay, they mined 21,000 plus Bitcoin since inception, so that's a number they're keeping track of. They're proud of that. That's a lot. That makes them among the leaders over the course of time. So this is a company that does have some track record in history. 1,297 Bitcoin in Q1 of 2023. and 379 Bitcoin in the month of April. So that's obviously after the first quarter. I do think Bitfarms needs to start coming in over 400 Bitcoin per month for the rest of the year. So that is one of my target goals for Bitfarms. They need to be 400 or more Bitcoin mined per month. It looks like they're lined up to do that. If they can stay efficient, and they are a highly efficient miner, then they stand a chance at reaching that goal. So that's what I would like to see from them for the rest of the year. Here they say they post direct cost of production of $12,500 per Bitcoin in Q1 of 2023. I will tell you, when I do the calculations, and I'm just taking this straight from their financial statements, I come up with a little more than 13,000 per coin. So either way, you can see Bitcoin's at around 27,000 right now. We've been fluctuating between around 26,000 and 31,000 for several months now. So production cost of 12 or 13,000 per Bitcoin obviously start to get very profitable. You're getting up into that 50% profit margin or more from a cash flow standpoint. So that leads me to the next thing. That gross profit is a step towards becoming cash flow positive. They were $1 million positive cash flow from operations. So 2 of the 3 of these things they have now accomplished. But I want to point out another thing. Inside of this $1 million positive cash flow, they did manage to still hodl a bunch of Bitcoin. So had they sold all their Bitcoin, this number would have been even larger. If you enjoy this content, please remember to subscribe to the channel. It does help the channel out a lot, and it makes a big difference in the YouTube algorithm. So I appreciate very much all of my existing subscribers, and I hope if you enjoy this content, you'll consider hitting the subscribe button, and you can hit the notification bell to get notified every time we make a video. Oh yeah, and don't forget to smash the like button. Bitfarms actually borrowed a bunch of money, and they secured it with their stack of Bitcoin. Essentially, they bought Bitcoin somewhere in the 40,000s and they sold it somewhere in the 20,000s. Now, they're a company that already mines Bitcoin. So to me, and I think to a lot of people thought this was too risky of a move because your core business being to generate Bitcoin, by borrowing money and buying Bitcoin on top of that, you're doubling down and increasing your risk. So that is a legitimate argument, and I do think that everybody agrees. Probably candidly, in private, I would think that most of management thinks that in retrospect, that was a big mistake, and it was probably one that was avoidable. This stock got down to about 38 cents at one point, and it's mainly because of this mistake. This changed the nature of their balance sheet significantly. So the question is, can they recover from that? And can they get back to a point where they're a growth company that's worth investing in, that stands, in the Bitcoin mining sector? We want to see big moves. We want to see 2x's, 3x's, 4x's. We're looking for a chance to get maybe a 10x over a 5-year period of time from some of these Bitcoin miners. So is Bitfarms back into that group, or was this mistake just so large it's going to prohibit them? So I want to talk about that directly, and I want to talk about the debt part of it first. So you can see they were at about $165 million of debt in June of 2022. But already by December 31st, they had taken that $165 million down to $47 million. They're now down to $21 million, and they're on pace to be at 0 debt at the halving. So to me, I do think that they've made it past this mistake. Now, it did cost them a lot because if you remember, in 2022, they were talking about getting to 8 exahash by the end of the year. They also had a nice stack of Bitcoin. This seemed like potentially they were going to compete to be one of the leaders in the entire industry. So they definitely aren't that right now because there are some companies that are significantly bigger than them. However, this company is much, much healthier than it was really, 9 months ago. Back in June of 2022, I think was the bottom for them. So one of the keys is to get lean and mean. And although they had to kind of restart their hodling situation all over again and sell the vast majority of their Bitcoin, they're now in a situation where they're staring at very shortly being at 0 long-term debt. There are other companies that are already at 0. So to me, that is one of the keys. Debt is not going to work for these Bitcoin miners. So I do think they all need to work their way down towards 0, but this looked hopeless a year ago, and now they're on the brink of getting there, and it looks like they will, unless something happens, they will get to 0 debt before the halving. Okay, just a quick look at their balance sheet. You're going to see it's a healthy balance sheet. Their current assets are about $74 million. Their current liabilities are about $43 million. So that's a positive current ratio, but more importantly, their total of all liabilities is only $59 million. That's less than their current assets. So again, this is a company that has gotten themselves back into shape. They are now also increasing their hodl position, and I do think they have a chance to get a couple of thousand Bitcoin into hodl prior to the halving. They discussed in their press conference that they intend to continue to hodl Bitcoin for the rest of the year. Okay, one more thing I want to take a look at on their income statement. So cost control is another key issue, particularly overhead. So I just want to point out, if you look at this, their overhead for the 3 months ended March 31st was $8.3 million. That is down from $13.8 million from the previous quarter. So this is a company that's trending down. From 2021 to 2022, they were able to reduce their overhead. And now from 2022 to 2023, they're having an even bigger reduction in their overhead. So this is a critical part of becoming profitable. Cost control measures have been put in place. They talked about continuing to try to do that as well. This is Bitfarms on the 1 week time frame. So I just want to take a quick look at this just so everybody understands how far this stock has fallen from its highs. So from its high in November of 2021, which was over a year and a half ago, the stock is down still about 87%. So that is a significant reduction. And remember, this is not a company that's done huge dilution. So we looked at their market cap as well. Their market cap's down over $1 billion in that same period of time. Lastly, I want to just look at Bitfarms on the 1 day time frame, and I'm just going to look at one particular price target. You're going to see this bottomed out at 38 cents. It's now up to about $1.20. I think this is still very underpriced in my opinion. So again, I want to stress this is not financial advice. This is how I'm looking at this. I do believe there's a big move that is pent up in this stock, and I'm expecting this to happen. If Bitcoin can make its run up and get past this $31,000 mark and start to move higher from there, Bitfarms needs to go up 95% just to get back to where it was last August. And remember, last August, Bitcoin rallied up to $25,000. So I'm talking about Bitcoin's at 27,000 right now. It's already higher than that. And I'm talking about it getting between, 31 and 35,000. So I think this is a very conservative price target in my opinion. Obviously, that's almost a double. I think there's the potential for a lot more than that. I also think this could happen sooner than later because I do think we're going to move out of that range and take the next leg up in Bitcoin. Again, not to 40 or 50,000. Just to the low to mid 30,000s. And I think at that point, if Bitfarms continues to have positive monthly operational reports, I do think you're going to see Bitfarms run up potentially to this number. So obviously, we got to look at the opposite as well. If Bitcoin does not stay healthy, or if Bitfarms starts to not perform, it is about a 67% move to the downside to get back to where they were just about 5 months ago in December of 2022. So as always, with these Bitcoin mining companies, a lot of upside reward, but it comes with a lot of downside risk. So highly volatile stocks. Again, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and invest carefully. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, please remember to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and hit the notification bell. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next video.